Duane Spyder Hughes has worked with people like Run DMC, hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons. One love, yeah, we talk about Houdini. OneEbonyPlays.com, Peter the Great. I'm here with Duane Spyder Hughes. Just want to give you just an in-depth interview, one-on-one exclusively, OneEbonyPlays.com. Mr. Spyder, how you doing?
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
Man, it's a privilege for you, being on the site. Just want to let everybody know. Why don't you give us a little history about yourself? Tell our OneEbony viewers exactly what you do and what you've been doing.
All right, appreciate it. What's up, viewers? How y'all doing? For those of you who don't know me, they call me Spider D, aka Duane Hughes. Raised in Hollis, came up with Russell Simmons, and the whole hip-hop scene from back in the early 80s. Rush Productions, that was our home. Made a bunch of little hits back in the 80s, produced Sparky D, Roxanne, Shantae, and had a decent little career. Now I'm down in the ATL, College Park to be exact, chilling with my fellas here, One Ed. Right now, I just actually, pardon my appearance, I'm a little tired, been up in the editing room. Just got through doing a video for my new single, which is called Who You Follow, my Twitter baby, which is a look at the social media phenomenon that Twitter is. That's the lead single from my very last, I swear to God, my very last rap album. I've got my label of Restarted New Detroit Records, which is really, that's my claim to fame. I was the first rapper to start his own label. That was way back in '79. I was 19 at the time. Everybody else was signing to labels. And I'm like, I was already hearing horror stories about not getting paid and this, that, and the other. So I said, hey, let me start my own label. So I started New Detroit Records. I called the label New Detroit because I was, at the time, going to school in Detroit area and was homesick for New York. So I named the label New Detroit Records. We did a cut called Big Apple Rappin', which became a classic 12-inch. So we're restarting New Detroit Records. So, any aspiring artists, producers, give us a shout. We looking to, cultivate new talent, young talent. Back when I first started, Vaughn Mason from Bounce Rock Skate Roll fame took me under his wing. I was nobody, and the man had a platinum selling single, and took me under his wing, man, and showed me the ropes. I was, I had already started producing, but I didn't have a clue of what the hell I was doing. And Vaughn gave me a few pointers, and so I said, if I ever get this chance to look out for up-and-coming artists, the way Vaughn looked out for me, that I would do so. So that's what we're going to be doing with the rebirth of New Detroit Records. I have some people, Billy Wilson, who's the president of the Motown Alumni Association, he actually played the bass on that first song way back 30 years ago. Wow, 30 years. Dude, I'm like, that was 30 years ago. But, I've been fortunate. I've had some ups and downs in my career, as most people do. But, I've been fortunate, coming up with people like Russell and Larry Smith, who, Larry Smith is like my idol. For those of you who don't know Larry Smith, he produced the first Run DMC albums, the first Houdini, actually the second and third Houdini albums. Larry taught me a lot about production. I could name a million cats that I learned a lot from, and so I want to do the same. I want to pass it on, teach young producers, young artists to try to maybe avoid some of the pratfalls that a lot of artists go through. I'm trying to finish up my book. My book is called So You Want to Be a Rapper. It's basically an autobiography of my career, and it's subtitled "What Will Happen, What Can Happen, What Did Happen, What Will Happen." So it covers all the bases of what you're going to go through in this business, because all that glitters ain't gold. Let me tell you that. You see cats out here and they doing these videos and they bling bling and all the fly cars. 9 times out of 10 it ain't theirs, and more than likely that's gonna come out of the royalties. So you spend $1 million on a video, but you only sold a $500,000 worth of records. So guess what? You owe the record company $500,000. So I mean, it's a lot of little stuff that goes into this game that, now that I'm getting up there in age, I want to pass on the knowledge to some of the younger up and coming artists. And a lot of them are a lot smarter than we were when we were coming up in the business. And a lot of them are taking care of their business. I give props to a cat like Luda, smart businessman. Obviously Jay-Z's smart businessman. These cats I got a lot of respect for, but you know what? Everybody's got to learn from somebody, and unfortunately for a lot of us old school cats, we had to learn the hard way. Lost a lot of money. I see a lot of the old school cats that I came up in the game with, and some of these cats is doing bad, man. And it's unfortunate. That's the way it is. Some of them have sour grapes about some of the younger boys that's out here getting paid. I'm like, I ain't mad at somebody getting paid, It's like the Wright brothers, they flew for like 60 seconds at Kitty Hawk in North Carolina. So what? The Wright brothers family now is mad because there's a space shuttle, I mean, that's progress. It just happens. I embrace progress. All these young cats out here getting paid, keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Anything positive that an African American male or female can do, don't worry about the haters, just keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have doubters, you're going to have haters in any walk of life. Just do what you do and, don't sweat it. So, that's what I'm doing right now, man. I'm trying to give back. Like I say, I was fortunate enough to come up with some of the legends in the game. John Jelly Bean Benitez, Arthur Baker, just a lot of DJ Marley Marl. Marley Marl taught me about sampling. And, when I look back on all of this, at the time we didn't know that the stuff we was doing was going to be making history or setting a trend. We just did it because we loved it. You know what I'm saying? And, one thing I'll give to Russell Simmons, Russell always had the vision that hip-hop was going to be a $1 billion industry. Back then everybody thought, let's make some quick money, this ain't going to last.
Right.
But hip-hop, that's the difference. Hip-hop is a culture. Rapping is a part of that culture. But hip-hop is a culture, it's a way of life. I tried to explain that to some businessmen about a month ago. We were working with Violator Management, and we were looking at cutting a deal for Red Alert. So, I always try to educate people, so I tried to explain to these cats, like, yo, don't just go into this looking at this as no business deal.